All right. Says we're on. Hey, to start off souls by giving all praise to Yahweh,
How
Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kwakadash.
Hakudash.
All right, double honors, the Apostle Great Millstone.
I'll be
All right,
honest.
honesty, brothers, doing the work of the Most High, truth, and in sincerity. A couple brothers from the London camp. You see our names there. And we're gonna get into it. See where the spirit leads. I don't know if you want to say anything, names.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've just been feeling it just bit, the scriptures, brothers got the scripture up on the screen, wearing out the saints. Just been feeling like, there's a lot going on. Everything's piling on, and I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna I said, let me hit up a brother and let's do the work, Um, and here we are, man. So, Lord willing, we're gonna get into the scriptures and show how Esau be doing a lot to
Yeah.
to to wear us out, man. You know.
Yeah, and that's it. That's what these this world does, man. Because at the end of the day, it's like I'll be just even to back you on that. I'll be at where I work, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I've been looking into this, I've been looking into that new technology, this, that, and the other, and I'm just like, look, man, y'all can do that. I've got more important things to look into.
Yeah, we got
And that's it.
abilities, man. We got a lot going on.
Mm,
There's a lot of cares on our mind, not the cares of the world, cares of the truth, and you know, and it's like everything in this society is designed to get that out of you, to try and beat that out of you, to wear you out. Don't think, you know,
mm-hmm.
and but having said that, man, that's all gonna come to an end soon. So we know we're fastly approaching the return of our Lord, man. 2024. You already see start with a bang,
That's it.
and it's only gonna get worse. You
That's
know.
it. That's what we hope for. Where people would start telling me, yeah, people be like, hey, Happy New Year. I was like, I hope it bloody is. Happy for us, to get the hell up out of here, man.
Yeah.
Not the way they're saying, oh, New Year, new me, F all of that, man. New world, that's what we're on. You
Yeah.
know. Anyway, this is Daniel 7:25. Get into it, see where the spirit leads. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, right? And think to change laws, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of times,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know if you
Go-
want to speak, I can speak if you want to speak on it, bro.
Now after you, okay.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, and that's everything that we're kind of touching on, right? Wearing out the saints, where this whole society is designed such that everyone's just busy, right? Busy with work, busy with this, busy with that. Where one of the things that he did, right, is he basically with the advent of feminism, that meant that also your woman was also in the same position. So here it is, you have your family or whatever, what have you, but you're both so busy, right? And you know what the best thing is to do as a man, but you just haven't got the time to do it. And then now Esau's created this world where your woman isn't there for you to do it. Right, and if you're in a position where your woman isn't a shy, but for a lot, it's like you have your children, but then like your children are at school. Then when they're home, both mom and dad are fucked, right? That is the world that this man has created, right? But and even in that, as a man of the Lord, that's gonna weigh on your mind. You're like, man, shit, I wish, the situation was different or whatever, what have you. Why? Because we understand one thing, and that is this world is wicked, right? This world is wicked, and everything about it is wicked, man. Okay.
Yeah. I can't really see it on the screen, bro, because I got it on the phone. Could you read it again, Babu Shah?
Yeah, I'll read it again for you, right? It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think
Yeah,
to change.
that's Esau. You know. you know, the blasphemer, and he's the accuser of our brethren, you know. So he's speaking great words. He's doing wickedness, man, on the earth. Okay, proud. All right, and what's he doing? He's wearing out the saints of the Lord. Who are the saints? I got a quick precept on that actually, just to prove who the saints are. This is Psalms 148 and verse 14. He also exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints. So his people and his saints, they go hand in hand, right? Then it breaks it down, even of the children of Israel. So that's the people it's talking about. So we, the Israelites, are the people of Yahweh Shemiel Shai, all right? And the Lord has put us under slavery, under subjection to these Edomites. You know, we're in our captivity to this day, as it is written. So what's this doing? He is wearing us out, man. You know, and hey, what did they do with remember with the Egyptians? What did it say? What was that in Genesis? No, is it Exodus? Brick and mortar, Egypt. Let me see if I can get the scripture on there. Oh, here we go. Exodus, the first chapter. Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Actually, let's start from 9. And he said unto his people, man, let me start from 8 for a bit of understanding. Let's start from 7. Sorry, it's like this is Exodus chapter 1, verse 7, because there's a lot in this. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. That's the same thing you get today. All right, Jake. What do Jake men like to do? We like to get it popping, man. All right, you know, we like, unlike Esau, who's a faggot. We actually like to deal with women. Okay, you know, and what happens when you deal with a woman, man? You know, they're gonna get pregnant somehow, some way, and you know, Jake are known for having you know, a lot of seed. All right,
Yeah, we have a whole tribe called Fruitful.
that's right, that's right. Yeah, uh, Ephraim, you know, and it says, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. And this is, you know, this is also like these are all tactics to keep Jake down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All these that, you know, like you had that Jake with that woman, the judge, which a woman just to be a judge, you know, she was giving him some crazy, like, what was it, life without parole? She was giving him something crazy. It's crazy judgment. And he was like, nah, man. He jumped, he leapt that. He leapt over there, man. And, you know, make sure he left his print on her, man. You know? And the thing is like, and that's a sign of the times, man. Look, you know, you keep pressing down on the people, all right? There's going to be a backlash off of that, all right? And the Lord is with that spirit. The Lord is stirring that spirit up, stirring up Jake and you know, a lot of these you get these, like, you know, Edomite towns, Edomite places. They're gonna we're in these cities as well, man. And Jake is gonna be going in these on these other nations, these Edomites. There's gonna be you know, people going at it with each other, man. All right.
Well, Scripture says in Genesis 49, who shall rouse them up?
Yeah.
You know, the Lord's going to rouse up Judah to start, you know, getting busy, man. You know, that's one of
Yeah.
the things that, you know, we're keeping an eye on, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it says
Oh, Salaki, it's Salaki as well, because I want to say it before, because on this, well, when you're saying, I was thinking about Psalms, the 83rd chapter, right? Because that's what the nations have got together as a conglomerate to basically say the same thing. So like, all
Yeah.
right, man, what counsel can we, put together to basically keep these Israelites in this low position that they're in? How do we, basically destroy them effectively?
Yeah. And that's all that affliction that we're going through, all of that is given to us by ultimately goes back to our Lord punishing us, you know. But how does the Lord do that? Does it through his whipping stick? Does it through Esau? Can do it for these other nations. Whenever Israel was going off, a lot of the times the Lord either send like a pestilence, or he'd have something happen, like he'd have another nation come and take us out,
Hmm.
you know, and put us into slavery or captivity, all of that. Look at what happened with the Assyrians and the Northern Kingdom. You know, now was you going to say anything else before I keep reading?
Oh no, that was it. You go.
Can't. So back to verse 10 in Exodus 1. It says, "Come on, let us deal wisely with them," right? And that's part of their wicked counsel. All right, they let us deal with them. Obviously, having counsels. You mentioned Psalms 83. That's against the Lord's anointed people, man. You know, um, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. And look, all of those cities over there in America and different places, that's all built up by Jake.
Hmm.
No, all right,
Yeah,
that's some.
and Jake, and so you go, bro.
Now I just said that's the modern day Egypt. You got it. All right.
Oh yeah, God, I was saying Jake gets no credit for it, right? Quite the contrary. When the experiences that the Lord has allowed me to have, being able to observe how this Edomite maneuvers and stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, okay, cool, right? Well, you got that term gaslighting, right? When you
Mhm.
look into exactly what it is, Esau gaslights Jake, has Jake thinking that they ain't done something amazing or whatever, what have you. But then guess what? He then is will use the things that Jake does for his benefit. And scriptures speak about that. If you have need of thee, he will set thee by him, right? He'll smile at thee. Right? And we all know the Edomites, hey Jack, you're right, Joe. Right? But what is it? They're the enemy. And that's one of the things that this truth allows you to see through those lies, right? Be able to identify, no, this is still the enemy. This is still Esau, Edom, right? But it also makes me think of this precept in Wisdom, the fifth chapter, right? Who made no account of his labors. Jake and the world have that saying, right? Which what they called us lazy when we stopped working for free.
Mhm.
Okay, because even that's a gaslight. Once again, that's Esau gaslighting Jake, right? Because Jake be doing certain things, but then and Jake will be efficient with it, right? And when Jake's efficient, he's done his work, so Jake chills. Right now, Esau wants to call Jake lazy. He's like, no, I'm just good at what I do. I've already done it,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
think, you had one movie, man. Damn, I can't remember what movie it was. It was like a horror, and they had a Jake in it, and basically they brought him to the town, these Edomites, and he found water. He found water on the ground, and then basically they made a spring through him finding it, you know. And I can't remember what movie it was now, man. But it was like one of them new movies that like Jake director and all that, you know. Um, but pretty much, that's Israel, man. We're all the one when Egypt was having its it was having its famine and all that. Who's the one that was organizing it and making sure that Egypt was good? Joseph. He was put over that, So it's always been Israel that's made these other nations build up these other nations. Because we're really the great people. We're the people
Mm,
that are above the other people on the earth.
yeah.
Deuteronomy, what's that, 6?
At 4,
You know,
7, maybe
four
6 as well. Is this yeah, it's all over, yeah.
might be four. Yeah, yeah. Or no, 7 and 6.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
I ain't got that scripture in a
There's
while, man.
definitely 7 and 6.
I think it's 7 and 6, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you've
Lord
also got Deuteronomy 4.
unto himself. Yeah, Deuteronomy 4 goes into the law and how the law was given to us. Yeah.
Yeah. Gives us that wisdom, that spark, how to, how to be able to work with the land and do everything, right? Because even on that, what will Esau say, right? Esau will say, "Oh yeah, we have to use pesticides, right? But the pesticides be killing people." Yet these times, right, the law says, "No, just 6 years, seventh year you chill." Right, and then and even when you plant for the first time, I believe what you don't take anything for the first year or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then 6 years you harvest
Yeah.
and that's it, and that is good for the land, right? That is good and keeps the land healthy and fertile and fruitful, right? But that's true wisdom, right? And do you know what? Doing that doesn't give anyone cancer.
100%, bro.
So that's why people are gonna look at these nations, gonna look at Israel and the kingdom and be like, oh shit, hey, I like the way okay, Isaiah 2, right? That's gonna be fulfilled in the kingdom.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain of the Lord and let him show us the ways, basically. I had a precept for what you said about
Yeah.
we don't basically um get no credit. James chapter 5, verse 4. Behold, a hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. You know, showing you. Let's spread it down. Behold, a hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields. Who reaped down the fields? Who is out there building up this man's kingdom? Us, Israelites, right? Which is of you kept back by fraud. And what do we get for it? Nothing, man. All
Mhm.
right. To this day, you know, you get basically the money you're getting, the so-called money, is basically debt.
Mm.
It's an IOU note on a debt system to keep
Yeah.
you in slavery. It says, and the
Yeah, keep you in that perpetual loop, that perpetual cycle, because especially when you look at the way these cities are set up, and especially where Jake be living, right? Okay, let's say you may be a bit lower in terms of rent because no one wants to live next to Jake, but then your council taxes are too high, or if it's a city like London where the closer you are to the center, right? What's referred to as zone one, the cheaper your travel is, right? And the further you get up, the more expensive your travel is. So not only is your council tax high, your traveling to work is high, right? What do a lot of Jake do? Jake be doing stuff like hospitals and stuff like that. And yeah, you got hospitals in the outer skirts, but you'll have a lot of that are working in zone one. So they're having to, maneuver this society, and it's designed that way, right? Such that Jake is kept exactly where they are, right? Because at the end of the day, as a precept says, Micah 2:10, it's ain't no rest.
that's right. It says, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, which means the Lord of hosts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Kabosh me out, you know.
That's it. I, I
Um,
I have one what was referenced before, but I think it's a good time to get it now, just on what you was just saying. This is Baruch 3 and 8, right? It says, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, right? Because Israel scattered all over the world, right? But today, regardless where they're scattered, the scripture says in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter that these curses shall pursue thee, right? So a reproach and a curse, and as we've just been touching on, and to be subject to payments, right?
yeah,
According to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power, right? Which is basically explaining why we're in this predicament, right? Scripture refers to Esau as the base of man. He wasn't just given, he isn't smart or strong or whatever to have been able to take down the greatest people on earth. No, right? He was just given the ability to do so for that period of time, right? But that period of time is coming up to an end. Okay, and things are going to be corrected. Like Second Ezra 6 And 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's right. We done on that, Akil?
Yeah.
Right. This is back in Exodus chapter 1 and verse 11. It says, therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. So we got the modern day your boss, the supervisor, the manager, right? Whoever CEO, you got your taskmaster. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
Mm.
Hey, where does America go? The meaning of America, what does that go back to? Bitter.
Mm.
It's bitter, man. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. See, this is talking about ancient Egypt, but we got the tribes over there in America, which is the modern day Egypt. Revelation
11 and 8.
11 and 8. The water. And
Yeah, but because oh, sorry, you got.
now go on, bro.
Oh no, it's just about you because yeah, when you're looking at it, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, right? Just because once again, that's what Esau will do, just put that work on you, right? You watch them, Jake movies where dad's working 3 jobs, comes home vexed all the damn time.
Yeah,
Right? Because he's having to work so damn hard, and that's it. It's Esau has designed this system that Jake is just constantly working and not being able to, really just sit. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. How many Jakes you chat to them and like, oh yeah, when I was in my early 20s, I went traveling for a year. That ain't something Jake can do. Right, and
no,
the
man.
scriptures talk about the benefits of traveling. Travel man has much experience, but that ain't something that's open to Jake.
No. Now you get some Jake that go to college, they go to university, and a lot of them are just freaking off and having orgies and getting turned out, man. Getting all kinds of philosophies in their head,
Hmm.
get painting their nails and shit. Like that's what's happening to them, Jake. And you got Jake in the street, you know, doing
Mm.
whatever they're doing, street stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Jake, working shit jobs. Every now and then you get Jake with a so-called good job, and he might be like a trained architect or something, you know. But even when he's got a so-called good job, he's surrounded by Edomites at his job. So then they all look down upon him and treat him a certain way. Anyway,
Hmm.
so we're not accepted
Yeah.
in this society, man. No matter where
Yeah.
you go, you're gonna get your life is gonna be bitter.
Yeah. Because we're and like it or not, we're niggas. Right now, we don't carry ourselves as such, which is spirit. Because I was thinking about this earlier on. Right, as Arkin, we don't carry ourselves as niggas. But I'm gonna speak for myself here. So certain times, you be walking around, and then you get treated like a nigga. I'm like, oh, so who me? But when in the eyes of this world, that's who we are. Right? Now, once again, we don't carry ourselves in that way. We carry ourselves according to the scripture. We carry ourselves as princes. Okay? Right? Because that is our name. That is what we have been said. Yasha Allah, He is a prince of the Most High. Right? So we carry ourselves in good stead. But once again, this is a place of our captivity. Right? And yeah, people can tell that there's a difference, over, on Akim and stuff like that. Right? But when in passing certain people just be like, look at this black or whatever, what have you, right? Because this is hell.
That's right.
Okay.
We're in Esau society, so we're gonna be looked at that. A nigga, a spick, wetback, whatever different. Cause that's in Deuteronomy 28. That's part of the curses, the byword. You know, we're always going to be looked down upon, even though we're the chosen of the Lord.
Hmm.
I got one more verse. Verse 14 it says, "And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick." So we built all that up, man. "And in all manner of service in the field, all their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor." And when you look up
Hmm.
in the Hebrew,
Which word?
rigor. it says the outline of biblical usage explains what it is. It says harshness, severity, cruelty, right? And when you look at the strong definition, perek, it says from an unused root, meaning to break apart, fracture. So this system is designed to try and break you, you know? And the way that the system is set up, we're doing these jobs, right? In the scriptures, when you went to get employed by someone, which is employment means slavery, it's a form of slavery, right? When you go to get employed, you'd work for someone under them. I believe it's like 7 years. So think of it like a 7-year contract, right? And then on that last year, what they would do is they basically hook you up. They set you up with a bit of substance to go and do your own thing. Now you can set up your own thing. You know, you had things like apprentice, like you had an apprentice and a master, things of that nature, right? And and you'd get something as a reward out of it. Like in the case of, look at Laban.
Mm-hmm.
How many years did Jacob work for Laban? What was it? 7 years
7 years, yeah, for yeah,
Leah.
and then 7 for Rachel.
Because he thought he was going to get Rachel, but he got Leah. So then he worked 7 years for Rachel. So 14 years altogether. And then at the end of it, he came out with that substance. You know? And pretty much, man, he increased in it. In this society, you don't get none of that. You're just slaving away. You're just a number in the corporation.
Yeah.
And you don't even get your daily wage.
That's it.
Before you even see your wage, they've already taxed it.
Mm-hmm. Student finances come and got a bit of it.
And the thing is, like, it's ridiculous taxes, like all kinds of taxes, man.
Yeah.
It can tax you, whether they tax you through your national insurance tax, or the social taxes, then your income taxes, then you got like hidden taxes, you got inflation taxes,
VAT,
VAT tax, you got inheritance tax.
Hey.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Sorry, bro. You go.
We're getting taxed to hell, man. So this system is designed, but then meanwhile, while that's happening, you got people up there with these corporations and charities that they've set up and all kinds of things set up. They're avoiding paying all those taxes, man.
That's it. And this is it, because now I wouldn't necessarily say but I can do this because this ain't our world for this to run, right? But like there's the art scam, right, where you buy a piece of art for like 1 grand, you get it appraised for 10 grand, and then you've now got basically money, that 10 grand, so you give it to charity, and then now you've got money that you can write off on your taxes. Right now, E can do that. Right, but as soon as they see, that foreign-looking last name, hang about. Well, this is African American. We need to dig into this. What does an African American so-called, right, know about art? Okay. So once again, just proving that this ain't a war, because E can get away with that. The amount of dodgy tax loopholes that E can knows about, right? Uh, 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 um, that Jake just hasn't got access to. But once again, goes back to that point of this ain't our rest. Okay, this ain't our rest. And you know what I find very spiritual is the fact that Jake is getting up on this level right as this man's kingdom is about to go down. Now Jake is talking about ISIS and the fact that it's tax-free interest, right? Jake is talking about, property ladder, this, all of these different ways that Esau has known for generations, mind you, how to make money in this system. Jake is finally getting privy to it right when this man's kingdom is about to end.
But that's the thing, like that's how you know. That's how you know that we're at the bottom. Because why does Jake know that information? Because that information is going to become null and void when they push their new world order agenda.
Yeah.
It's not. It ain't gonna matter whether you know about ISIS or not, because you ain't gonna be able to partake in that. You're gonna get your chip with your credit system, and that's it. That's what that all has planned. What did it say? You should own nothing and be happy. So you ain't gonna be like, savings. What? Nah, you're gonna get your credit.
Your
so,
rations.
Yeah, you know, all this like Jake want to be crypto, you know. So then now they've got the crypto knowledge and you know that kind of thing. Well, the crypto is leading to the mark,
Mm.
you know. So that you know that's everything is leading to their agenda. So when you come in at the end, when you come in at the end of a how can I say it, man? An
What's the
invest
shoe?
an investment strategy. If you come in at the end of
Yeah.
that, you find out about the at the end, you already lost out. You didn't really make
Mm.
money. The whales at the top are making the money.
Yeah. It's the thing with the shoe shine boy, right? It was either Rockefeller, or one of them, or the top elites that basically said, "Do you know when it's time to sell? When a shoe shine boy is telling you about an investment, right? Because at that point, everyone knows about it, and when everyone knows about it, then that means the collapse of that thing is coming really soon,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. And you know, we're in a time where um damn, I forgot my point. But pretty much, man, Lord, it will come back. But pretty much, man, yeah, like what were you saying before?
Was
Before that you said
oh Jake coming in at the end
yeah,
and
yeah.
finding
So
out, yeah,
yeah, so Jake coming at the end, basically, you know, Jake getting up on this level. Well, but all this information's out there because it's gonna be useless, you know. They just now they're letting it all out, like with these celebrities, for example, right?
hmm
They're getting outed for you go down that path of being a celebrity and the things, the private acts that you got to do for it, and what you really get out of it. At the end of the day, you're still looked down upon, man. At the
mm,
end of the day, this is my like they did to Kanye. They're marginalizing me. You know, he was trying to do too much, man. So the MK
mm.
Ultra, they did a number.
He reset
They
him.
reset it. You know, basically they were like, "Look, man, you're just a black." That's
Yeah,
basically what Esau came with, man.
yeah,
You know, see, there's a what Jake think like they if you believe in that in this society that you can really do something without the gatekeepers, which are ultimately Esau, letting you get above that point, then you don't understand how the world works, man. You don't understand that you're a slave.
yeah. What one precept to that is if I can grab this real quick, Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? And it's an important piece of knowledge to know who your enemy is. Okay, it's imperative to know who your enemy is, right? Because then you start looking at everything that they say differently. You start being like, okay, cool, what's the end game? Right? And you'll be out and about and you see, these ear to ear grin Jakes when they're around Esau, right? Thinking that Esau's their friend. It's like, nah, this man has desires to kill you. Okay. It
Yeah,
says, it goes on to say, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the Lord thy God, I will also forget thy children, right? And Jake, just in general, is just is lacking in knowledge, right? And is and for instance, another bit of knowledge that's important to know is that this place is done, right? So it's like when these, but you know what, you're gonna have a guy selling out the morning that the nukes are about to fly. Right. Reason I'm saying that is because he's thinking that, oh, this world is going to continue forever, right? This, that, and the other, everything is going to continue, or what, in whichever way. Not understanding that the Most High has a vendetta against his kingdom, has a vendetta against this world, right? And really, actually, it's better for you to be on the right hand side than to be on the left hand side, because all of the suffering that's going to come in these last days is but for a moment, right? You're gonna have people, for instance, during the CV, where it was basically you couldn't fly unless you had the juice. I remember one chick, she was like, "Boss, I don't want to take the juice, but that means I'm never ever gonna fly again, right?" In her mind, she's thinking that means 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It's like, nah, you're just talking a couple of months in the grand scheme of things, you know?
had a precept.
Yep.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust doth corrupt and where thieves break through and steal. You know, Jake always on these different schemes to try and get rich quick, you know. But it says, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Because the true riches is this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know, the brother read Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know, the true knowledge. Jacob just always want to. I'm gonna school you on some knowledge. I'm gonna school you. I'm gonna drop some knowledge now. I was watching the 50 Cent interview earlier, right? And 50 Cent was talking about business, different businesses. And I was reading the comments, and people were saying, oh man, 50 just dropping jewels, man. Jewels. And I was just like, man, like, okay, you can get understanding in business. I get that, right? But look, man, you can understand everything, including business, from the scriptures. That's the true jewels. You can understand in business, right? One of the best things that you can have, which there's laws on that Esau has on that, called insider trading. One of the best things you can have in business is to see something coming before it comes. That's why you got stock traders that see trends. And what do they do? Or you had that movie, The Big Short. That guy, that investment,
Michael Burry.
Mark, what was his name?
Michael Burry or something like that.
Right. What did he do, man? He saw it coming, and he shorted the banks. You know, which that's all set up anyway. But you know, it shows you that the best thing you can have in business, because remember, this is the Lord's business too. No, you're not about my Father's business, right? Which is this word, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We've got something where we see the future of this investment. You know, that's a very like that's a high level, man. That's a beautiful thing the Lord's given us. So where we apply investment, our treasures, which is just knowledge, wisdom, understanding, no one's gonna be able to steal that. Only the Lord can take away what He's given. You know, so it said, look, don't lay it up in this place, don't invest in this place. Invest in the scriptures, man. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. That's where our mind's at. You know,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful that we can see something before it's even come. We can see the collapse of the place. We're not investing in this place. This is a bad investment. You know, we're investing in the kingdom of heaven, in our salvation. Yeah, that was it.
That was it. If I can grab this, this is from previous point, Luke 6:24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation, right? And that's it. You know, you get people in this world, you know, jakes that have sold out to this man. All right, cool. All right, that's your consolation, but you're gonna pay for that though, all right? It says, woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh not, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers select for the false prophets. But you know, the main point that I wanted there was in verse 24. Okay. Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, the best position to have had, right, is to have invested. You know, I was talking about Michael Burry, right, which you know, even I just looked at the name of his company, Scion, SCION, right, which is basic. Yeah, capitals. They're letting you know, when you look into that word sound, they're letting you know exactly what's up, right? But hey, we have that from our, you know, from our parent, all right, our father. You know, we've been, you know, given those secrets about exactly what's going on, right? And we're like, okay, cool. Now have we been given the you know, the date? All right, cool. On this date, you know, do X, Y, and Z. No, we don't know that. However, right, we were given clues, right? And then we had to use our diligence to work out the clues.
Yeah, that's right. So I had a precept. If you didn't have anything out.
Yeah.
This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And that in
Yeah.
itself, that's beautiful because it's a warning. It's saying, look, we're going to enter the kingdom of heaven, but it's actually going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. We're going to go through great tribulation. We're catching hell, you know, and things are only going to turn up. The difference is that we're confirming the souls of the disciples and exalting them, building them up. Why? Because we're building up in faith and knowing that Yahweh Shai is going to pull us through that. That's the other side too. We're going to get through this, you know? When the whole world is getting chipped, the Lord said, what? Because you have kept the works of my patience, therefore I'll keep you from the hour of temptation to try the whole world, you know, that dwell upon the earth, man. So the Lord's going to keep us from all that. But we know that we got to go through tribulation, you know, before we come out on the other side and finally breathe, you know?
That's it.
Yeah, that was it on that, Kill.
Yeah, no, I haven't got anything else. So,
Kind.
if you know, if you've got anything else, or
Nah, I ain't got any other scriptures lined up.
okay. Well, I mean, in that case, then you know, as always, you know, those with us edifying, yeah, because you know that's it. As Akim, we just gotta fight through. Easier said than done. You know, but yeah, we gotta fight through because that's what it is very much. The system very much Satan is very much trying to do was as you started to open up with, you know, wear out the saints and stuff. So, you know, as always, Lawsall, that was edifying. I'll go and close, give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakadash. Double honors the apostle, great millstone. Right. And honestly, bros, when you work on most true and in sincerity, Shalom.
Shalom.